Hey guys, it's Bobi aka Paginator, and it's time to do February TBR. So it's a leap year. We got an extra day in February, so that should help if I get giant books.
Wait, did I just manifest something bad?
Roll number 1. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cabbage pot. Of course. Okay, so roll number 1, we got cabbage pot, because of course we did, and we're going to be using this skull. I have added a few more books in since the last time you saw this guy. Let's see what we get. The Umbrella Maker's Son. This is a middle grade that I recently picked up in a bookstore, and I had no intentions of buying a book when I went shopping that day, but I was leaving the high school from a sporting event, and I said to my friend, I'm leaving, have a good Saturday, and she goes, go be a hero and rescue some books. And then that thought planted in my head, and I was like, oh, there's a really cute bookstore in the town I'm going to. So this came home with me. The Umbrella Maker's Son by Katrina Leno. Let's read. Oscar Buckle lives in a city where it's always raining. On the rare occasion when it isn't raining, it's about to rain, so the townspeople have learned to embrace it. Oscar's father is an umbrella maker, appropriate for a place where you can't leave home without one. But while Buckle umbrellas are strong, reliable, and high quality, they're expensive. Because of this, people are buying from the competitor instead, which is threatening Oscar's family business. To make ends meet, Oscar is forced to quit school and work in his father's shop as an apprentice. But when extraordinary events start to occur, Oscar becomes suspicious of his family's competitor. Desperate to save his town, Oscar must enlist the help of his best friend Sage to discover if there is more than nature involved in their city's weather. This charming story about how a boy uncovering a secret behind his rainy town is packed with adventure, lively illustrations, and unforgettable characters determined to survive in a world where the weather is a mysterious, magical force. Roll number 2. 1. Pick a card. Desna and Eska read a book about siblings. Rule number 2 got us Desna and Eska, a book about siblings. So I grabbed a book that came in Book of the Month a while ago. It is Ink Blood Sister Scribe. And it says, for generations, the Calote family has guarded a collection of ancient and rare books. Books that let a person walk through walls or manipulate the elements. Books of magic that half-sisters Joanna and Esther have been raised to revere and protect. All magic comes with a price, though, and for years the sisters have been separated. Esther has fled to a remote base in Antarctica to escape the fate that killed her mother, and Joanna's isolated herself in their family home in Vermont, devoting her life to the study of these cherished volumes. But after their father dies suddenly while reading a book Joanna has never seen before, the sisters must reunite to preserve their family legacy. In the process, they'll uncover a world of magic far bigger and more dangerous than they ever imagined, and all the secrets their parents kept hidden, secrets that span centuries, continents, and even other libraries. So, magical journey involving books. Yep. Roll number 3. 1 again. Trust exercise. Uh-oh. All right, roll number 3 is trust exercise, and if you're G and don't mind showing your whole body on camera, you can blindfold yourself and have Logan spin you around and then point to something on the shelves. I don't do that. So I've used some bookends and pulled this section of books that are either from recent book subscription boxes or like recent purchases that I'm excited about. And I'm going to do a random number generator to give me the number, and then we'll count over how many that is. And I've set the number generator to 1 to 25 for something that we're going to do later with the number generator. So if I get something over the amount of books that there is in this section, I'll just loop back and count through. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the random number generator 3 times, and we'll see what we get. 4. So we won't have to do the loop back thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. 4th wing. How was that in the 4th spot? That's funny that I put it in the 4th spot on the shelf. Okay, so I'm finally going to read 4th wing. I have had some people say, you know what, you need to read it. And then some people said also read Iron Flame because it's better. And then other people have said I didn't love Iron Flame. But you know what? We're going to try and see how we do. It's got dragons in it, so I'm already a little bit biased towards it. we'll see what happens. Roll number 4. 2, 1, 2. Pick another card. Piando. Read a book with a one-word title. Rule number 4, we got Piando, a book with a one-word title. And I'm going to grab a TBR vet I've had for ages. This is Cursed by Frank Miller and Thomas Wheeler. And it is what the Netflix series is based on. This is how long I've had the book. It says soon to be a Netflix original series, and it's been on Netflix for quite a while. So let's find out what this says. Nimue grew up an outcast. Her connection to dark magic made her something to be feared in her druid village, and that made her desperate to leave. That is, until red paladins slaughter her entire village, and Nimue's fate is forever altered. Charged by her dying mother to reunite an ancient world with a legendary sorcerer, Nimue is now her people's only hope. Her mission leaves little room for revenge, but the growing power within her can think of nothing else. Nimue teams up with a charming mercenary named Arthur and refugee fae folk from across England. She wields a sword meant for the one true king and battles paladins and the army of a corrupt ruler. She struggles to unite her people, avenge her family, and discover the truth about her destiny. And perhaps the one thing that can change destiny itself is found at the edge of a blade. Roll number 5. 2. 1, 2, and I have to go back here and draw a card. Gyatso, pick any book you're in the mood for. Ooh, I like that. Rule number 5, Gyatso, any book you are in the mood for. This one I've been excited about since I picked it up over Christmas. It is Wish of the Wicked by Danielle Page. I love Danielle Page, and this is a fairy godmother retelling, like fairy godmother from Cinderella. For centuries, Pharaoh's family, the Entente, has served as magical advisors to the queen. Their wisdom and foresight kept the 13 queendoms in harmony until a new queen, Magritte, takes power, outlaws magic, and executes the Entente. Only Pharaoh survives, with her magic warped beyond compare. She can now use it only to fulfill the feeble wishes of commoners. Since that day, Pharaoh has dreamed of revenge. The one way to reach the queen is through her son, Prince Mather, who is nearing an age when he must select a bride. When a special ball in his honor is announced, Pharaoh sees her opportunity, and it will take All it will take is a young woman named Cinderella who dreams of true love. With one night, one chance to reclaim her magic and destroy the queen, Pharaoh will stop at nothing. This sounds so interesting to me because we always think about Cinderella from Cinderella's point of view, and it's never about the fairy godmother. So I'm excited for this one. Dancing through life, down at the odds dust. Why is this song stuck in my head? Roll number 6. 3, 1, 2, 3, and another card. Bosco, Animal on the Cover. Rule number 6 is Bosco, an Animal on the Cover, and I'm going to read I Can Make This Promise by Christine Day. This is another recent purchase. It is an award winner for the American Indian Library Association Youth Literature Award. This says, Edie has always known that she is Native American. She also knows that her mom was adopted by a white couple and has no connection to her birth family. So even though Edie is curious to learn about her heritage, she realizes her mom doesn't have any answers. Until the day when she and her friends discover a box hidden in the attic, a box full of letters signed Love Edith, and photos of a woman who looks just like Edie. Could this woman who shares her name belong to the Native family that Edie never knew about? But if her mom and dad have kept a secret from her all her life, how can she trust them to tell her the truth now? Roll number 7. 2. Bending Scroll. This is where you can buy yourself a book, and I don't really need to right now. What I need to do is read more of what I have, so I'm just going to pick a card. Southern Water Tribe. Book with snow on the cover or a white cover. Rule number 7 got a Southern Water Tribe, so we need snow on the cover or a white cover. I went for a cover that's got a lot of white on it, and you might say, oh, that's great. It's white with a little bit kind of a gray hue to it. We're going to count it because this again is a book that I've been wanting to read for quite a while. I've had it sitting around for long enough it might be considered a TBR vet, but either way, this is the one we're picking. It is The Court of Miracles, and it is a Les Miserables retelling France, 1829. Paris simmers with unrest following a failed revolution. In the violent jungle of city streets, all power is held by the wretched, a corps of criminals divided into guilds. As a member of the Thieves' Guild, Nina Thénardier can steal anything or anyone, but when the vicious guild lord known as the Tiger sets his sights on Nina's younger sister, Cosette, he thinks nothing has stopped him from having her. There is one thing the Tiger did not account for, however, a rule that runs as true as iron and bone among the wretched: never steal from a thief. Rule number 8. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Appa with a down arrow. I don't remember what that means. Oh, Appa means a pet pick. And again, I don't have a pet pick, so do I want to use like a random something generator? Or yeah, let's do that. Last time I did a color palette. This time let's do like maybe a random number generator. Rule number 8, we decided to do a random number generator because of the lack of a pet to do a pet pick. And I mentioned earlier that I've set my number generator to 1 to 25. The reason for that is that in my reading bullet journal, I have set a bingo with 25 TBR veterans. These are all books that have been sitting around my shelves for ages that I really, at this point, need to make myself read or unhaul. So we're going to do a number generation from 1 to 25. And again, I'll hit it 3 times because that's what I like to do. And then I'm going to count across like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on to get the book that I need to read. So all right, 24 is Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore. And it's got to be on that shelf up there. Yep, right here. So here it is. It says, 1 house, 5 choices, limitless possibilities. Jane has lived a mostly ordinary life raised by her recently deceased Aunt Magnolia, whom she counted on to turn life into an adventure. Without Aunt Magnolia, Jane is lost, so she's easily swept away when a glamorous, capricious, and wealthy acquaintance from years ago asked Jane to accompany her to a gala at the extravagant island mansion called Two Ravines. Jane remembers her aunt telling her, if anyone ever invites you to Two Ravines, promise me that you'll go. What Jane doesn't know is that the house will offer her 5 choices that could ultimately determine her course of her life. One choice leads Jane to a heist mystery, another takes her to a spy thriller. She finds herself in a gothic horror story, a space opera, and an extraordinary fantasy realm. She might fall in love, she might lose her life, she might come face to face with herself. Every choice comes with a price, but together all the choices will lead her to the truth. Interesting. Roll number 9. 3. 1, 2, 3. Team Avatar. Rule number 9 gets Team Avatar, and I'm actually going to pick a book that my students chose for me. The other day I was showing them some of the books that I bought over Christmas break, and I said, what one are you guys most interested in me reading first to then pass on to you? And most of the students in my 3rd hour class picked this one, and then quite a few in my 5th hour, those were the 2 classes that I asked. So it is Murder for the Modern Girl by Kendall Culper. A ravishing young mind reader stalks the streets at night in kitten heels, prowling for men to murder. A soft-spoken genius toils away in the city morgue, desperate to unearth the science behind his gift for shapeshifting. It's a match made in 1928 Chicago, where gangsters run City Hall, jazz fills the air, and every good girl's purse conceals a flask. So I don't know for sure if I will pass it on to students. It is a Junior Library Guild Gold Standard selection, and usually Junior Library Guild or JLG does a pretty good job of picking books that are okay for middle school as well, but we'll just see. It's going to be up to me whether I pass it on to them or not. Rule number 10. 2. 1, 2. So we'll end on pulling a card. Fire Navy Ship. The word ship in the title or ship on the cover. Rule number 10, we got Fire Navy Ship. So we need a ship in the title or a ship on the cover. So this one, I'm cheating just a tiny little bit. The ship is on the inside or reverse cover. Do you see this? This is a riverboat here. I really need to read this book because I have 3 copies of it. It came in Book of the Month, Owlcrate, and Fairy Loot. It is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you're probably sick of hearing about this book because, as I said, I've been receiving it a lot. There's 3 copies right there. Look at the sprayed edges on that one. Anyway, this one has cute sprayed edges too. We will read this It says, in the glittery society of 19th century Buenos Aires, Inez Oliveira has everything except the one thing she really wants: her parents, who frequently leave her behind on their globe-trotting adventures. Then she receives a terrible letter. Her parents have passed away in a mysterious circumstance. Determined to uncover the truth, she sets sail for their last port of call, Cairo, bringing only her sketch pads and an ancient ring that her father sent to her for safekeeping. But upon her arrival in Egypt, the ring flares with ancient magic, and Inez is thrust into a treacherous game that could threaten her life. And into the path of her new guardian's infuriatingly handsome assistant, who seems determined to thwart her at every turn. Okay, here is my very large TBR for the month of February. And wish me luck. Let me know how your January reading's going, and if you're excited to read anything in February. If you've read any of these books, kindly let me know without spoiling what your thoughts were, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.